thank you to all of you for being here tonight, and I want to thank the Dean for giving me the opportunity to come up here and share kind of what I think is a unique story. Hopefully I don't put you guys to sleep, but I'm really excited to be here and kind of share my story. So first I figured I'd give you all a little bit of a background on kind of who I am, how I ended up here, and then I'll give you a little bit of a look at what my experience at Case has been like. I'm sure it might have changed a little bit since you guys have been here. So, and then above all things, how that experience has impacted me and going forward. So first, I'll start with my background at Case. So as Brian had mentioned, I did my undergrad at Baldwin Wallace University, and I studied accounting and finance. I played 4 years of basketball there, and I've always been a Northeast Ohio kid. So going to BW was something that I really enjoyed my time there, and a lot of my finance courses were kind of on the back end of what I was doing. So I really found a passion for that and wanted to extend that business acumen coming to Case Western in my 5th year. I come from a wonderful family too, one that is in North Canton, Ohio, and one thing that was really important to me was that they could watch all my games and be there for me, and the way that they've supported me is incredible. So because of COVID, I had a 5th year opportunity to come here and play basketball. And I was in a dilemma. I wasn't really sure where I wanted to go to school at. And for those of you that are unfamiliar, I want to give a brief background on the transfer portal. So a lot of times students will enter the transfer portal looking for a 5th year to play basketball, and a lot of times people are running from their problems. This wasn't the case for me. I really just wanted to continue my career, and it didn't make financial sense for me to go to Baldwin Wallace. So the fact that you guys were all able to help out with my scholarship, I mean, that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. So kind of a funny story. Later on in my recruitment period, again, my 4th year, entering my 5th year, I get a text from the coach at Case Western, and the guy didn't even introduce himself. He says, "We need a point guard." And I'm like, "We need a point guard? Who is this guy?" Right? So I mean, it was kind of interesting the way that bond really happened. But so coaches. Another funny story. Coaches really tried pulling all the angles and all the stops out. So another funny story is so if you guys aren't familiar with NIL deals, those are name, image, and likeness. So players have been profiting off of those things. And a coach offered me to work at a kids camp for 2 days. 2 days. He said, "We'll give you $15,000 if you do that."
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. I don't want to talk about that too much more because I don't know how legal that is." But no, it was like magic. It was pretty interesting. But needless to say, other schools, I was convinced that they were cross-country schools, not basketball teams. I was going there, and their coach was like a drill sergeant running us like crazy. It's just interesting seeing all the different philosophies. But when I came to Case Western, and I heard that they were interested in me, I knew it was going to be something special. It was something I was very high on. And to be honest, with my 5th year, I just wanted to continue my basketball career. Do a little school on the side, maybe. I joke, but I was interested in fulfilling that education background that I wanted to pursue and continue going forward with that. But I want to give you guys some things that were important to me. So furthering my education, being intellectually challenged was very important to me. I was looking for, a 1-year master's program, and the Master of Finance program really helped me to do that. So thank you all for that. Another thing that was important to me and my family, I love Cleveland. That is the place that I want to be when I'm working. That is a place that I want to spend a lot of time. We've been to Boston, we've been to New York, we've been to St. Louis. I mean, you name it. We went all over the country this season, and I think that me and one of my colleagues at school, I think we're the only people that say we like Cleveland, Ohio the best. But Cleveland offers a lot. I mean, I'm an avid fisherman. I have a TikTok. I've been able to monetize that and get my baits for free and kind of turn that passion that hobby into a little bit of a business for myself. So that's been enjoyable as well. Kind of a little fun fact if you didn't know that. But so I could have played at a higher level than D3 when I went into the portal. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because if I was going to play at the D3 level, the scholarship had to be right. And you guys, the impact that you've made made for me has been very significant. So, and I'll continue to get into my experience at Case Western, but the last thing I'll mention about what I was looking for was my family and my girlfriend, and how important it was to me that they could be at all my games. You know, there's a lot of things that hit home for me, but nothing makes me more proud than looking up in the stands and, you know, seeing my parents sitting there smiling and just clapping and enjoying. My grandpa, he was able to be at all my games, so it means a lot whenever the people that you love can be there and support you. So thank you guys for that experience. Really appreciate that. I'll kind of get into a little bit of the school and my experience at Case and how the scholarships help now. So the first 2 weeks at Case, loaded with events. I mean, we were connecting with alumni, faculty, colleagues. We did an Excel boot camp. We did a refresher in statistics. I learned coding, something that I never really wanted to do, but something that I was thrown into, and it ended up being a useful skill. Throughout the year, the program gave me exposure to SAS, which is another form of coding. We did Python and SAS, and then derivatives and other market models. And I can't tell you how many case studies we looked at from Harvard, and I don't even want to talk about that. But yeah, I mean, experience that you just don't get in undergrad. At Baldwin Wallace, I never got these experiences, and the Master of Finance program at Case has really elevated my business acumen, and I'm really grateful for that. To continue kind of along those lines, the people I met at Case were amazingly talented, driven individuals. I'm proud to even have been alongside of some of these people. They are brilliant, truly brilliant. In the classroom, like just being personal skills, I mean, it was an incredible place to be, and it really elevates you. And I think that when Andrew talks about like excellence and elevating your own game, I mean, I think that that's what Case is all about, and I think that's what it will continue to be about. To kind of go along those lines, there's a difference, right? There's type 1 fun, which I think is like, you go out and you really enjoy yourself, and then there's type 2 fun. It's like, wow, it sucked. And I think that there was definitely some times where we were doing like some in the weeds analytical stuff in the program. We're up at 3 a.m. in Weatherhead, and you know, it's the grind. You know, we look back on that stuff, and I don't know if I was thankful for it then, but I look back on it and I'm very grateful for it now. And it's really helped me build bonds and relationships with those people. On top of the school memories, I have plenty of basketball memories. Some of those were my favorite. We took a trip to Las Vegas. We took a trip to the UAA championship, and were able to win that. Among those things, I got to travel to many different cities that I've never really been to before. I did some stuff like when I was in 7th grade, but with basketball, but just going to New York and outside of your hotel window, when you can see the Empire State Building, like that hits you a little different, you know, that's pretty cool. But yeah, it opened the door. This year particularly has opened the door to some incredible accomplishments, both as an individual and as a team. And you know, I'd like to share some of those with you because I think that you guys played a large part in those. So, as Brian said, All-American. I was a first-team academic All-American, which I'm really proud of, taking care of business in the classroom. We broke the number of wins in a season for Case Western with 23, so the program is definitely on an upswing, and I think that's a lot of credit to my teammates as well. I was a 5-time UAA Player of the Week, a Jostens Top 10 Player Candidate, a Bevo Francis Top 25 Small College Basketball nominee for Best Players in the Country, excluding Division I, and then the Trevor Hudgens Top 25 nominee, which is a similar award but for a 5-year career. And I tell you all those things because you guys made that possible, and it's not possible to do those things without winning and being there with your brothers. And I think that you guys really made that possible for me by allowing me to come to this school, because those are just things that you can't get at other schools. And it speaks to the excellence and the gratitude that I have for all of this. It's a true blessing. But the last thing I want to talk about is my teammates. I've really never been around more intelligent, connected, and goal-driven individuals. I mean, it's when you look at a team, you think of just a group of brothers, and that's really what I think about. You go through so many different experiences with them, and in 1 year alone, I would say one of my best friends is from Georgia, and I didn't know the kid a year ago, but now he's one of my best friends. You know, it's an experience that I'm forever grateful for. And then on another note, I'd like to share that I will be starting my career at EY in downtown Cleveland. I'd be more than happy to connect with any of you at any point in time. You can find me on LinkedIn or however, if you just want to come up and have a conversation, or even after this, a coffee chat or whatever, I'd be more than happy to do that. But yeah, in closing, I'd like to offer a word to the audience. You know, I think it's always good to leave the audience with something, and that word is to be grateful. You know, to be grateful for, I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for my scholarship because it opened doors that I would have never had the chance to experience. And yeah, I've made my family proud, and those things, you guys are really my family too, because you guys have helped me experience this. So if you can just look back at each day and ask yourself, like, what am I really grateful for? At the time I didn't know it, but I look out at all of you and I'm grateful for all of you. So thank you for impacting my journey, and appreciate you guys for letting me speak on this podium.